What's up, dudes? Grand State Squatch with Bolts, Bikes, Brims, and Briars. And I wanted to just give you guys a better look of this. I know I did a short video, but I wanted to do something just a little bit longer to give you a better look. I was actually watching a video recently where this guy was explaining sort of how they make these. And I think it's really cool because that is the starting point. I know he said there was a name for it, and I can't remember for the life of me what it was, but there was a starting point here. That this is made from the leaves of palm trees in Mexico. It's a specific palm tree in Mexico, and they weave those leaves together after they've dried them out, and they use that palm leaf rope to basically spiral. They do a spiral weave, and you can see the spiral in there, and they just keep going, and then once it's all weaved, they shape it. But the palm straw in general, from what I've read, is extremely durable. It's a very, very tough straw. And it's great for, it's right for water. I mean, water really isn't going to do anything to this. In order to reshape this, apparently you have to use extremely hot water on this in order to shape it. But this is just a really slick looking hat, and I love the band with the Stetson badge. It's just, I always love all the little Stetson badges that they put on these hats. Just something about that name, Stetson. It's just, so nice. If I could change my last name, I'd change it to Stetson, because it's just such it's a man's name, Stetson. Great hat. Got a really nice pinch right here, which is perfect. I think it fits my head great too. I was a little worried when I first got it. I was like, oh, it's kind of weird, but I think it's just because I'm used to wearing ball caps, and I'm wearing Ivy style or 8-panel caps, and I'm not used to fedoras, and it's not something you see very much anymore, and it's sad. It really is sad because, I've got a photo album here that was my grandfather's, and he served in the Korean War. And there's pictures of him all through childhood, and, when he was going to college, and when he was in the Navy during the war. And he always had a fedora, and I just thought he looked sharp in it, And I just think everybody looked really cool back then. I loved the fashion back then. Even back in the in the 1800s in the cities, late 1800s, early 1900s, if you saw those old photographs of the cities, of the men and women walking down the street, they always dressed in fashion. Even the kids. The kids always, have these really cool looking hats, and I don't know, I just loved it. I think 1920s fashion was really cool, and especially with the jazz era coming up, I think fashion was like at an all-time high. I mean, I think fashion these days sucks. I think it just does. I don't think anybody knows what style is. I mean, it's all based on perspective, I guess, but I feel like back in those days, style was just killer, rocking these really slick fedoras, you know, and these nice pinstripe suits and stuff. It just, sometimes I wish I could go back in time, or, you know, they have those Renaissance fairs, and everybody can dress up like like a squire or something like that. You know, you can dress accordingly to the times. I wish that they had one of those, but it was like 1920s jazz. So it was like a you could go into a building and then they set you up with a nice pinstripe suit and a nice fedora, and you can go around talking like this, you see, yeah, you could. I think that'd be cool, walking around smoking a cigar, drinking some good whiskey, listening to some good jazz. That'd be nice. Maybe I should open a place like that. That'd be kind of cool, huh? I don't know. But anyway, guys, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I just want to give you a better look at this hat because it's really, really nice. And I think it's well made. I'm always about wanting to see things made in the United States, but this is one of those exceptions because the materials to make this specific hat, they have to come from that specific palm tree, in Mexico. And so they make them in Mexico, which is fine. That's where the materials are sourced. So why not just make them right there? And that is totally fine by me. I would rather see it made in Mexico than made in China. But yeah, such a slick hat. And I really enjoyed the video where the guy was talking about how they're made and whatnot. I'm sure you could Google it and find it yourselves, but really awesome. I think the other thing too, the guy that had one, the video that I was watching, he put napkins through here. He said he used everything from napkins to handkerchiefs to paper towels, and he put them in here, and it helped give it just a little bit snugger of a fit, because it is a little bit loose, and you definitely have to get used to wearing a hat like this, because it's not hugging your head all the way down here at the base. So it's not like, it's a weird feeling. It's almost like you don't even have a hat on really, because it's just kind of sitting there. It's not hugging the head. It's just kind of resting on your head. So I think it feels a little strange. It's something to get used to. But they say, because I was like, well, maybe if they didn't have this thing, or the little ridges in here kind of pushing down on my head, maybe I could get my head, deeper into it. But when I was looking at, what's the best way to know that a hat fits you right? And they say that when you have the hat on nice and straight, put your finger above your ear, and if there's at least a finger's width between your ear and the brim, then it's fitted perfect. That it should be, your ear should not be any closer to the brim than it fits his finger's width or far away from it. Like, it shouldn't be sitting all the way up here or down so much that your ear is touching it. It should be just above it. And that is right there, is a perfect fit. That's where it's supposed to be. So, but yeah, thanks guys for watching. Just wanted to give you a little bit more of an in-depth view of this hat because it's just so nice, and I'm looking forward to some nice warm days out in the city or by the ocean side where I can go and sport this and show it off. Very, very nice. All right, guys. Well, I am the Grand State Squatch with bullets, spikes, brims, and briars, and I appreciate you all watching. Till the next time, take care.